Thank you for joining us at 420 Colts Lane. I am your host, Nate Lowry, with my guest,
Zack Haas.
And we are going to discuss the AFC South today, give our predictions for how the year is going to turn out and what's changed throughout the free agency and draft so far this offseason. I'm getting into detail with that. And without further ado, let's get into this discussion. I'm going to start with Zach. Who do you think is going to come in fourth?
I think Tennessee's going to come in there.
What do you think? What do you think is the sore spots there?
Quarterback play for one. I'm not a big fan of Marcus Mariota. I think he gets hurt a lot. I think he's just not a true NFL starting caliber quarterback. Maybe a good backup, but I think they're going to need a quarterback here soon. And if he fails and gets hurt, maybe Ryan Tannehill will shine. Who knows what will happen out there? What do you think about that?
Honestly, man, I kind of believe that Ryan Tannehill is going to push him anyways.
Yeah.
I think it's possible that Ryan Tannehill takes that starting position from him this offseason. I don't know. Maybe they'll wait a couple games in, but I definitely think that the target is on his back. I want to just take a brief moment and explain. I love Marcus Mariota. This is my favorite college quarterback. I am a Ducks fan. I have all kinds of Duck stuff. I love them. Believe me, this is my favorite college team. He has been my favorite college quarterback of all time, so it hurts me to say this, but I think he's done. I really do. I think that his ceiling is that. I always thought he was more of like an Alex Smith type, which didn't have a huge ceiling but would be a good game manager, and I thought maybe he was a little bit more talented, a little bit more athletic, Alex Smith, but honestly, I think I'm wrong. I think he's a little less talented, athletic Alex Smith. So, unfortunately, I do believe that his time is probably done, and I can see Ryan Tannehill coming in and taking that game, like you said. Maybe it gets a couple games in, but with that said, I really do like a lot of what they did in the draft, and I have to be honest, going forward, if they're able to get themselves a quarterback, this is a team that really, really is built where in a couple of years they might be blowing up and they could become some real competition, which I think says a lot about where we are with the AFC South when a team who actually has this much talent on their roster is coming in the fourth place. So I'll definitely give credit where credit is due. I think they had an outstanding draft with getting Jeffrey Simmons. Obviously he's not going to play for a while, but they got A.J. Brown at wide receiver, which that is a heck of a deal. What else did they have at wide receiver? They don't,
like Corey Davis, Delaney Walker at tight end,
right? So you're talking very little. So I think A.J. Brown could step in and be a definite contributor right away. Amani Hooker, they got Amani Hooker. They added Nate Davis, he's an offensive lineman. So definitely Titans did some addressing of some issues that they had, and I think that they did a really good job. And then obviously getting Cameron Wake, the defensive end from the Dolphins. And then again, they addressed in the free agency, they addressed several of the offensive line positions, so I think that's great. Bringing in Ryan Tannehill, which again, I think he could end up being your starting quarterback.
Maybe if he works harder and performs better in in training camp and everything else. Who knows what's going to happen? It's the NFL.
That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, if he puts in more work and looks better. Who are you going to choose?
Like I said, it kills me to say it.
I'm
sure people probably don't realize as much as I love that dude. Marcus Mariota was my favorite college quarterback. Before him, it was Dennis Dixon. Dennis Dixon, I knew wouldn't probably last just because of his size, and that is really ultimately what killed him. He was a good quarterback, but that's ultimately what took his the NFL career. So, because I do think he's a pretty good passer.
Oh yeah.
But I always thought Marcus Mariota had what it took to at least be, like I said, an Alex Smith type. But I just think it's done for him, I think. But all right, coming in third, we have Houston coming in third. What do you think of that?
I think it's a good choice at third. Houston can be a streaky team, so it just depends on when they get that streak going. Don't get me wrong, that defense can be tough over there. You got one of the best front sevens in football over there. I mean, led by J.J. Watt. He's
no doubt.
Future Hall of Famer there. He's a great player. And they got some good talent on the offensive side of the ball with DeAndre Hopkins and everything, but I think Watson, he's taking too many hits. They really should have addressed the offensive line a little more than what they did.
Agreed.
I know they did try to address some of it, but I think they should have done a little more in that part of it.
Yeah, they took Titus Howard, the O-line, offensive tackle. They took Max Sharping, offensive tackle. And they addressed cornerback. They got a tight end. They got a defensive end. And then in the free agency, they really went after basically offensive line and the defensive backs.
Yeah.
Basically, the entire offseason, that's what they did.
Yeah.
And that's what they addressed, which I think...
And we'll see how they perform.
Sure. I think, and it definitely was the needs.
Yeah.
I think that those were the most obvious needs on the team. But to be honest with you, I kind of feel like I'm not as high on Watson as a lot of people are. A lot of people, I think his ceiling is a lot higher than I think his ceiling is. I think that he's a guy who, when they do get tape on him, they can really kind of stop him. And I think you saw towards the end of the year last year, he got a little frustrated. People were figuring out what he was doing, and I think he got exposed. Again, I feel like this is a really good team. The problem is that this AFC South just looks really, really tough this year. There's been other years where I've said that they looked tough, and then like the only people that look good at all was the Colts. So it's really, really sometimes it's hard to say that. But as far as I'm concerned, this looks like a very tough AFC South right now.
Yeah, right now it is on paper.
On paper, exactly. That's the whole. That's the whole thing.
Players develop and things happen.
Yeah, and but yeah, I mean, I think one thing that it's. Yeah, I think that this is going to be a really fun. This is going to be a really fun year. I'm getting really super excited. Okay, and then coming in second, we have the Jaguars. And I got to be honest, I really liked what the Jaguars did in the offseason. I am actually a big Nick Foles fan. Obviously, I think he's got his limitations, but he's got something. He's got heart, and he definitely does. And I think that he plays at a competitive level, and I think it's more competitive than it is skill set, where he is skilled, though. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little less than some others, but I just like his passion. I like the way that he views the game. I like his personality. Mm-hmm. I think he fits at what the Jaguars are. I think he looks good down there. So, I mean, I really like that. They added Chris Conley from Casey, from the wide receiver from Kansas City. I think that was a good acquisition as well in free agency. And then obviously Josh Allen, who...
Oh, man. Yeah, I love that draft.
I mean, I think he's going to step in
Outside
right away.
Outside the Colts draft, that was one of my favorite draft picks because he was one of my favorite guys coming out. But I knew we couldn't attain him where we were.
Obviously.
So... But they got a...
And then
they got a hell of a pass rusher right there.
And then they addressed a whole bunch of offensive line positions.
Yeah, sure
and then, it's so...
And they still got Fournette back there. It was just a good, solid, hard runner.
Dude, Fournette, no doubt about it.
He's a hard runner.
I mean, like I said, I feel like the Jaguars really definitely upped their game this year. I've always kind of felt like they were a bigger threat than they got played because of Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of his, which, I mean, most people aren't. But Nick Foles, like I said, I think that they just went and addressed it pretty good. There might be better quarterbacks out there, but he's going to give them something I don't think that they've had in a long time. So
consistency.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. You don't have to be the greatest quarterback, just be consistent.
So it's going to be that's definitely going to be a fun team to watch, and
sure.
I just unfortunately I think all three of these teams that we just named are pretty darn even. It was kind of hard to say who was going to go here and who was going to go there because I do feel like again, coming from the Colts perspective, a Colts fan's perspective, they're not gravy. These people aren't people that you mark on your calendar and just go, we're going to run all over them. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's they can definitely put up a fight and put up a game. I do feel ultimately that the Colts are just a step above everybody else, and I think that we did enough in the draft to bolster that a little bit more. And I think that we're just a step above them. But the other three are definitely close to us, and they are very even with themselves.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think about the Colts being number one? You think
that's it? Well, I'm going to pick them number one no matter what, but honestly, they're...
I was hoping you didn't disagree with me on that one.
They're looking very, very, very tough this year. and I think they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. My favorite addition this offseason, okay, my two favorite additions this offseason, can't only name one. Justin Houston.
Yes.
Wow. I'm so excited about that. And then Paris Campbell. In the draft. Wow, that guy is electrifying.
I can't, I mean, just to, wow.
Man. And the run after catch ability is just ridiculous.
Dude, I'm going to be with you on this one. I can't wait to see this guy play.
Yeah.
I'm already getting reports, and obviously, they're going to give him grave reports. They're going to be like, yeah, they're doing good. They're not going to be like, yeah, all these guys suck that we picked. But I got to be honest with you, man. They look, everybody says that he's looking really, really good, and I believe it.
Yeah.
And I think when you get into playing, dude, the thing with wide receivers, a lot of sometimes thrive when people are having fun around them. It seems like the higher the energy, the better wide receivers can perform. Especially rookie wide receivers, to jump in there and be like, this is fun. This isn't just work. We're having a blast. That kid is going to enjoy himself, and you're going to see some numbers, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun to watch. I really like most of our draft picks, to tell you the truth.
I will say that the more and more it's marinated on me, I definitely like it a lot better.
Yeah,
I definitely like it a lot better. I think I was a little harsh on it at first, but I'm excited. And like you said, Paris Campbell, that dude, oh my gosh, I am so excited for that.
Talk about speed. Straight burner.
And we added a bunch of speed to our defense. We added a bunch of good players.
Vanagoo is very fast. Very fast.
Yeah, like I said, the more and more it marinated on me, and more I looked at like this, everything. I was kind of like, okay, Nate, like we're okay. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we're fine.
That was a good draft. Good draft. So much better than I originally.
I really like the Bobby Okereke pick.
Sure, I think the more and more I look at that too.
Oh yeah, I watched some Stanford tape after we picked him, and that's a smart linebacker there. He's a very smart guy. It's
going to be a great matchup in our linebacker core that we've got going on there.
Yeah.
Our defensive line is looking much better.
Oh yeah.
I think that I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited.
Really excited. Yeah.
I mean, and I think when you look at some of these, the matchups there, it really I don't know, man. I think it's, like I said, it's going to be a fun AFC South to watch. We're not going to just dominate. I don't think. I think there's going to be some ups and downs there, but we are the better team, I think.
Yeah.
I think in the long run.
Can you imagine lining up 5 wide and then having T.Y. Hilton, Devin Funchess, Paris Campbell, Eric Ebron, and Jack Doyle going out?
Oh, who do you guard?
Right. There's going to be like 2 mismatches on the board.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine just setting up a package like that? Wow.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, because we actually have the personnel will do that.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, what do you think of, what's his name, the guy that came over from Kansas City, the running back?
Oh, Spencer Ware?
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a good rotational back.
Okay.
For sure.
So here's the deal, is that we had 4. I think that they could only keep 3, from what I understand. Or maybe, running backs? They have like 4 running backs.
You can run 4. We actually have 5.
Right.
But
do you think somebody gets replaced by him, or? It's just
not necessarily
a 5th back in rotation.
It'd be a 5th back. It'd probably be the Jonathan Williams, I believe, if anything, and he'll probably be practice squatted if not. But I think he'd be a good rotational back. A little more power, a little more oomph to him. You know what I mean? And I think he's a type of back we don't have yet. You know what I mean?
What's his size?
I couldn't tell you his size right off the top of my head, to tell you the truth. I'd have to actually look
that
up. But I
know
he's he's a good hard runner.
Cool.
So
that's what I like.
Yep, he should be a good rotational guy, like you said, with Marlon Mack leading it, and then our other 2 young second-year players now. I think we're going to be just fine in that position. You just got to let the young guys grow.
We're looking good in pretty much like most positions.
Yeah, I've even everything.
What do you think? What do you think? Defensive back's the worst right now? Still,
it's
still not bad.
No, it's hard to say, because the way Kenny Moore played last year was incredible. Nobody ever thought he'd play like that. Pierre Desir had him a career year, got a contract out of it. Malik Hooker had him a good, pretty healthy year, finally. I mean, if Geathers can stay healthy, he's one of the better safeties in the league.
All right, so I would say that the biggest negative that we have on our team is going to be depth. It's going to be depth, but we really have kind of addressed some of that. So really, man, there's not a lot of holes there.
No, there's not a lot of holes. You're
going to have to beat us.
I'm pretty excited.
If you're going to beat us, you're going to have to earn it.
You're going to have to earn it.
All right, well, I think that is very much agreed upon.
Oh, yeah, because it's going to be a fun year to watch football. Not just because of the AFC South, but there's a lot of teams, young teams.
Dude, we were talking about that earlier.
Oh.
The AFC, where you've got, I mean, the Browns are going to be exciting to watch. At what degree they win football games or whatever, I don't know. It's yet to be seen. But who can't say that they're excited to watch them play?
Yeah.
I mean, Kansas City, they've been. I will say Kansas City's taken a little bit of a hit on their team.
Yeah.
But when you have Patrick Mahomes, it's still going to be fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
So regardless of where they sit within the year, I think that they look pretty good too. Like, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. You guys still got the Saints, you still got the Chargers, you still got, and the Patriots are always, I mean,
They're there.
I don't know that they're fun to watch, but
They win a lot.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these teams are putting additions into quarterbacks at young ages that I think are going to be a lot of fun. I think Kyler Murray's even going to be fun again.
Oh, yeah.
At what degree are the Cardinals' success? I don't think that they're probably going to be all that great. We'll discuss that later.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun year to watch.
Yeah,
So
it'll be a good one.
all right, man. Well, thank you for joining us. Where we always take the high road here at 420 Colts Lane, and I appreciate you guys taking time out, checking our videos. And if you liked what you heard, give us a like, give us a subscribe, comment below. Do you think that the Colts aren't the clear victor? Do you think other people got us? I'm sure that there's some Titans fans out there that probably ain't happy with us.
Yeah.
So comment below. Like I said, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Thanks for watching.